Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing good today. Thank you for following me up and subscribing my channel. So today we're going to talk about something on cost cutting on S3. Cost cutting is one of the important factor in SRE practice. You should cut the cost on any resources. It can be an on-prem or AWS. So let's get into the video so that you can have some more detailed knowledge about how to optimize the S3, the cost, and then there are certain strategy are there. So let's get into the video and have a detailed look. Choosing the right storage class is very important on optimizing or cutting the cost on S3. So let's see what are all things. Okay, the standard storage class, this is best for frequently accessed data but higher cost. There are certain the cost effective alternatives are defined. So the S3 intelligent tiering, it automatically moves the object to most cost effective access tier, basically like frequent and infrequent. And then S3 standard infrequent access, this is S3 IA for data accessed less than once a month. The third one is all about S3 Glacier and Glacier Deep Archive for long-term archiving with minimum retrieval. So how do you implement it? So there are certain lifecycle policy that will transition your data to a cheaper storage class after certain specific period of time. So next we are going to talk about this one only. Let's see what is lifecycle policy. Okay, what it does. It automates the transition or deletion of object based on the defined rules. Example, the lifecycle rules. The transition objects to S3 standard IA after 30 days. Move objects to Glacier Deep Archive after 90 days. Permanently delete object after 365 days. The benefits is all about it reduces the storage cost by ensuring only frequently accessed data and remains in expensive tier. You have to delete unused data, so this is very important. So deleting unused data, it will save the cost no matter what, and you have to define a lifecycle policy or you run a lambda script, whatever it may be, you have to delete it. So let's see how it's going to optimize or save the cost. Okay, the unused data accumulations. Over time, unused files or logs may pile up and it increase the cost. The solution to this is enable object expiration in lifecycle policy to automatically delete unused data. Regularly audit your S3 buckets for obsolete or irrelevant files and use S3 inventory report to analyze the bucket contents. You have to minimize the data transfer cost as well. So this is also one of the most significant way to consider it. Let's see how you can do it. Cross-region transfers. The solution is to mitigate is avoid unnecessary data transfer between regions and as they incur a lot of cost. Keep your service and S3 bucket in the same AWS region. Use VPC endpoint for S3. Eliminate the need for a NAT gateway for S3 access, reducing the data transfer cost. S3 transfer acceleration for global uploads. This service speed ups data transfer while reducing the overhead of latency. So you have to optimize the S3 request cost. Basically, we're going to talk about list, put, get, and all those kind of API operations. Let's see how you can optimize it. So S3 charges for API requests like put, get, and list. The solution to fix this like batch small files. Instead of uploading many small files, aggregate them into a larger one to reduce the put and get request. Use multi-part upload for larger files. This improves the efficiency and avoid the re-uploading in case of failure. And then the third one is all about the CloudFront integration. They cache frequently accessed files in your Amazon CloudFront to reduce the direct request to S3. Obviously, you must be enabling the versioning in S3 files so that you can easily track the files when it got deleted, and then you can easily restore it. So this is important feature, and you have to enable the versioning judicially. Okay, versioning. The versioning helps the track the changes and recover the deleted objects, but increase the storage cost as all versions are retained. How we can fix this one? So the tip is here is use latency rules to delete older version after a specific period. Compress the data before uploading. Compressing the data is very important. You can't keep a very huge amount of the large file into an S3 bucket. There are certain things that you can consider it for compressing it. Okay, let's talk about compressing. You might be uploading the files without zipping it. So you have to compress the files, like you have to use zip or gzip to reduce the storage size and then data transfer cost. Example, log files can often be reduced significantly in size with compressing before upload. I think you can do it by using through a lambda function or something like that, and then you can upload it your file into an S3 bucket. You can't keep the huge amount of files, say for 1 GB or 2 GB files into an S3 bucket. You can compress and you can upload it. Okay, so we're going to talk about something on the observability part of S3. You have to monitor and analyze the S3 usages. Let's talk about the observability. There are certain solutions that you can see on how you can optimize or cut the cost of S3. So use AWS Cost Explorer or S3 Storage Lens to identify the cost, what exactly driven, and then large buckets consuming high storage cost, and then a highly frequent of request causing an unexpected API charges. Set up the CloudWatch metrics and alerts to monitor the storage usage and the cost trend. Pre-signed URLs for temporary access. This is one of the important the thing that you have to consider it on this section. Let's see what exactly we are going to talk about. Pre-signed URLs. There are certain solutions as well to reduce the unnecessary access control management and allow a temporary the restricted access to the file. For example, this can be use case of sharing the files with external users or applications for a limited time without incurring a long-term access for request charges. Okay, you have to review and optimize S3 data transfer and the pricing plans. If you are transferring a large amount of data, it will evaluate the S3 data transfer sharing plans to save the outbound transfer cost. You have to leverage AWS free tier and the credits. If applicable, take advantage of AWS free tier and what exactly which offers. Say for example, it gives 5 GB of S3 transfer storage, 20,000 GET request and 2,000 PUT requests per month, and apply AWS promotional credits if available to offset the cost. There are certain tools which is available in the market so that you can evaluate the third-party tools for optimization. Tools like the Cloud Health and Spot.io can provide insight and automation to optimize the S3 cost. Let's talk about one use case. Say for scenario, a company stores logs in S3 standard, but it rarely accesses them. How you can optimize the cost? Okay, there are a lot of solutions here. Let's go into it one by one. Apply a lifecycle policy to transition the logs to Glacier Deep Archive after 30 days. Delete logs older than 1 year. Compress logs before uploading the S3. Analyze the logs directly into S3 with Athena, avoiding the downloads, and then the results at significant cost saving on storage and request. Thank you so much for watching out this particular video. I hope you might have enjoyed it. I would have gained some more